Guys, I think the new 21 Pilots album Trench is going to be a rock opera that tells a story from the beginning to the end. The reason I think this is that Genius.com shared a track list from the album and it sounded like it was telling a story, ending with what sounded like Clancy escaping and maybe even... I don't even want to say it because I think it's supposed to be a secret. It immediately got taken down, and a good fan of this channel, Chris, shared a picture of the back of the album cover with me, and so I was able to see it, but I don't want to spoil anything for you guys, and I want 21 Pilots to one day come on my channel and be willing to do like an interview or something. I respect you guys. Cool. All right, so yeah, Nico and the Niners is, I think, the story that tells, it's the part of the story that tells about the bad guys or the bishops. There's gonna be a lot of stuff in this video. If you haven't seen my jumpsuit explanation, that's really important to watch as part of this as well. That being said, let's get into it. Hey everybody, I'm Clifford Stumpy, the Pop Song Professor. Welcome to my channel where we explain and sometimes roast song lyrics on weekdays. Be sure to check out the other like million 21 Pilots videos that I've been putting out in preparation for the end of the hiatus. But guys, that's so good to say, the end of the hiatus. It is ended. We got 2 songs, 8 a.m. on Wednesday, the 11th of July, if you're watching this in the future, and they were glorious. The music video for Jumpsuit I thought was particularly glorious, but Nico and the Niners has a lot to say, and I want to jump into some of the imagery and the ideas here, and I think it is very integrally connected to the story of Dima. We've been following Dima on the dma.org or Dima.org, I can't remember the exact URL right now, but I might put a link in the description, and plenty of explanations of the Dima story in the description. But basically, Clancy is this dude who lives in Dima, which means Towers of Silence. It's ruled by 9 benevolent but sometimes jerk bishops, but people aren't allowed to leave. There's like a super high wall. And so, some of the stuff that we've seen on the website, Clancy escapes, he gets free, he gets out, and it seems because of some torches in a tunnel that he did it by going underground while creating a diversion elsewhere. And we see some references to that in this song, in the lyrics. And the reason I think this whole thing's gonna be a rock opera is because this song doesn't really touch on specific mental struggles like Tyler's music usually does, but it more tells a story. It really does. And so let's look at some of these. In the hook, we hear East is up, I'm fearless when I hear this on the low. I'm careless when I wear my rebel clothes. East is up, when bishops come together, they will know that Dima doesn't control us. The bishops obviously are the enemies. Dima is trying to control people. And the people in Dima are not like slaves necessarily, or at least they aren't supposed to be slaves, but it's like, it's black and white in Dima, and there's not a lot of joy or pleasure or happiness. The color yellow scares the bishops, as we saw in the music video for Jumpsuit, and the color red seems to be their main color. It's kind of, that and the color black are representative of how they control people. But in here, East is up, I'm fearless when I hear this on the low. I think it's kind of a passcode for people who are going to be trying to escape. I hear this on the low. It's probably like people go to each other and they say East is up, and if you aren't one of the people trying to escape, you won't know what it means, but if you are, you're like, yeah, East is up. And so you both know like, hey, we're on the same side and we're trying to escape. We're some of the rebels. He says, I'm careless when I wear my rebel clothes, which could be a reference to the jacket with the yellow on it. I'm pretty sure that whatever it is, the color yellow is heavily connected to the rebel clothes. And the bishops, they will come together, they will know that Dima doesn't control us. They are going to get out. So we get into verse 1, and they say, well actually one thing I wanted to say too, the bishops, I think that they're sort of like anti-virtues. And there's 9 of them. I don't know exactly what kind of virtues they struggle with or which ones they're connected with. I mean, but Tyler struggles particularly with Nico, it seems, because the song Nico and the Niners, and it's probably the bishops are the same as Blurryface based on the Jumpsuit music video, which I explain more about in my video about that. And I think that probably, my theory is that each bishop represents some sort of deadly sin, sort of. And I don't think there are 9 deadly sins, I think there's 7 deadly sins, but I would say that the one that Tyler struggles the most with is maybe fear or sorrow or something like that. Whatever, you know, Blurryface make insecurity and fear. And so I think that maybe Blurryface or Nico represents that one. And we'll have to see what else happens here. But I think that Clancy said that some other bishop was his particular bishop. It was Keon's, right? So maybe Keon's is the Blurryface who came to get him in the Jumpsuit music video, but now we're talking more about Nico. Nico, I think, is the leader of the bishops. It would be pretty cool if each one of them represented some sort of different thing that humans have to struggle with. And because each of the names of the bishops is related to one of the songs from Blurryface, it could be that the thing that song from Blurryface is about connects with what each bishop is connected to. But more research needs to be done there. So we get into verse 1 and he says, they want to make you forget. Forget about the good times, forget about the fact that you're not allowed to leave. Save your razor blades now, not yet. And razor blades can either be used to like cut wrists or to commit suicide, but they can also be used as weapons. And so people will use razor blades to try to feel something, that cut themselves so that they can feel at least something, maybe when they're depressed or feeling suicidal or something like that. And so I think Tyler is saying, don't do that yet. Don't use them to attack yet. There's hope still. We can make it out. And then we get into the second verse. Well, actually, let's talk about the chorus. I'm heavy, my jumpsuit is unsteady. I'm lighter when I'm lower, I'm higher when I'm heavy. And I think going lower probably refers to going into the tunnels to try to escape. My jumpsuit is unsteady, and I wonder if maybe his rebel clothes aren't hidden underneath his jumpsuit, and if maybe the jumpsuit is supposed to, it's either a good thing or it's a bad thing, right? So it could be something that is not uncommon to see in Dima, and so it helps him to stay disguised as a rebel, but it could also be something that helps him to kind of fight the insecurities. And you know how he uses music as a means to fight fear and insecurity. It's not the solution, but it's like the beginning of meaning. The jumpsuit could be a tactic that he uses to fight against the blurry face inside his head. He says, I'm so high, my jumpsuit takes me so high, I'm flying from a fire from Nico and the Niners, and that sounds like it's about escaping. And his jumpsuit, again, gives him kind of the control or the ability to break through initially. And finally, we get into verse 2. What I say when I want to be enough. What a beautiful day for making a break for it. This is the escape that Clancy makes. We'll find a way to pay for it, maybe from all the money we made, razor blade stores, rent a racehorse and force a sponsor and start a concert, a complete diversion. That's the diversion that Clancy was talking about. He calls it a concert, but the diversion happened somewhere in there. I think we'll learn more about it as the music goes on. I don't think we're gonna have to wait. I think the diversion has already happened at this point because Clancy did escape, right? Start a mob and you can be quite certain we'll win, but not everyone will get out. No, we'll win, but not everyone will get out. And that is a sobering fact because a lot of people are gonna struggle with things in Tyler's audience. I think he connects with them a lot because he talks about some of the things that he struggles with, and he knows that while he'll be able to bring help to some people, not everybody is going to escape that. And this could be a reference to people who actually do commit suicide, who can't escape the clutches of depression or of Nico and the Niners. So essentially a very sobering song, but one that also begins, it sounds like, that moment of escape and talks about that connection that people have. This song really seems to be about the Skeleton Clique in a lot of different ways, or about people who appreciate the music and who share similar struggles to what Tyler has. In a sense, it would seem like we are all stuck in Dima with Clancy, aka Tyler, and we are all trying to get out and escape our own bishops. Guys, thanks so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video and that you will subscribe and stick around. More explanations of 21 Pilots songs as they come out. I also have a ton of videos in the description that are going to give you more 21 Pilots theories, predictions about the album and what it's going to be like, some of which these songs contradict and some of which they support, but we'll see what happens. Guys, I look forward to talking to you in the future, and check out these videos too, I guess. Great. All right, bye.